praise those who do it anyway.
On today's UI7 Newsbreak, a somber scene took place on campus as students reacted to the results of the presidential election.
Plus, learn how live music is being showcased around the Champaign-Urbana area.
Then, take a closer look at how a recent artist passing has brought the local art community closer.
Your UI7 Newsbreak starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, this is your UI7 Newsbreak.
Hello, and welcome to UI7 Newsbreak. I'm Nico Burton.
And I'm Lauren Scafidi.
For our top story, the recent presidential election has many community members worried about the future of our country.
Those affected gathered in downtown Champaign to promote peace and unity, as many people are concerned if Trump's proposed policies will go through. UI7's Dion Johnson has more on the vigil that took place to address those concerns.
I don't know what's going to happen when he becomes president, but the things that he's said, I don't want those things to happen. I'm Hispanic, and it just makes me feel threatened in my own country where I thought I could be safe.
That was Ariana Lore, a freshman at Urbana High School, expressing a thought that's on the mind of many Hispanics, African Americans, women, and members of the LGBT community. Candles were lit to shine light out into the world. Many came to show their support. Guest speakers read poems, classic readings, and sung songs that centered around peace, love, and unity. With the election of Trump, event organizer Katie Madigan was hit close to home. Her brother is gay, and she is worried and upset about the new administration policies and beliefs.
I felt like there was something that I needed to do, and this was the first thing that came to mind, and it was just a way for me to put my energies and my fears and my emotions into something positive that maybe could reach out to other people that were feeling the same way.
I spoke with Ariana's mom, Carmen Lore. She opted not to be on camera, but as tears began to flow down her cheeks and her eyes began to swell, she muttered, "I just want to teach them to be accepting of one another. It doesn't really matter where you're from. You just have to love one another."
There are many people in my community that feel the same way that I do, and that even though we were upset by the election and what happened, that we will never hate anyone. We will still love and appreciate each other.
I'm Dion Johnson, UI7 Newsbreak.
Students are also offered a unique chance to empathize with their peers this week. Take a closer look at how the tunnel of oppression has helped students understand the hardships others are going through.
How to write a poem about loving your skin while others hate it. Well, the name of this poem is the third time my friend got a gun put to his head. They shot him. Looked like the suspect. Black.
Students lined up to enter the 8th annual Tunnel of Oppression this week. The Tunnel of Oppression is an interactive social justice community that unites minority groups together and gives them an opportunity to do a skit or interactive activity.
I'm going to start off with simple definitions. So does anyone know the difference between sex and gender?
The tunnel is dimly lit, so students are instructed to turn on their phone flashlights to see pictures and diagrams that fill the tunnel from the floor to the ceiling. Alini Swinley has had a lead role in organizing the Tunnel of Oppression since her sophomore year.
So I had nothing to do. I came upstairs, did it, and was so changed and moved by it. And I thought it was so impactful that I thought like it was something that I wanted to do to help other people feel the same way I did.
I'm standing here at the first stop of 6 along the Tunnel of Oppression. I'm at the Disabilities Resources and Educational Services booth, and it is actually this exact booth that first inspired Serenity her freshman year as she walked through the Tunnel of Oppression to become such an active member like she is now.
Serenity hopes the students leave the Tunnel of Oppression with a better understanding and a more compassionate perspective of the diversity of the campus. The tunnel concludes with a debriefing room where students are invited to openly discuss their experience.
I really hope that everyone that goes through Tunnel kind of gets the same experience I did freshman year, you know, something that really changes you, something that impacts who you are and how you walk on this campus, something that like every day you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna be a better person because I heard what it's like to be this, like to be on the other side.
In Champaign, I'm Lauren Scafidi, UI7 Newsbreak.
The University of Illinois is also asking students to come together after the presidential election. In an email released by Chancellor Robert Jones, he said, quote, "We have a chance to take a breath look around and remind ourselves that we are a community defined by how we treat one another and by our willingness to focus on how we move forward together. We don't have to be friends to work together toward a better future. We are in this together, unquote. The university also has resources to address incidences and bias and discrimination.
On a more positive note, with the music scene growing in Champaign-Urbana, many artists are looking to gain more exposure. UI7's Luke Shakota shows one organization that is trying to help artists to display their talents in the community.
Talent in this community is truly top-notch, and it's truly mind-blowing.
The music scene in the Champaign-Urbana community is continuously growing. This growth is due to the increase in local music artists wanting to showcase their talents and songs to a large audience. But some artists are still having a hard time popularizing their music with not enough exposure to it. But one organization is looking to help with that issue. CU Bands and Fans provides a platform of covering local, live, and original music and its artists. The organization's owner, Terry Miller Brown, describes how this group makes an impact for musicians.
We covered the music scene, and then we're also getting ready we provide a service of running social media for them. We've got an enormous reach, and this music scene here has grown, and we love it. We absolutely love it.
CU Bands and Fans hosted its 4th annual Dinner and Dance fundraiser here at Champaign City Center. The fundraiser has been used in the past to build profit for the organization and, more importantly, allow artists to perform for a local paying audience. Some of the artists that performed this year include the Woolridge Band, Bad Medicine, and Birds on a Wire. The group's administrator, Zach Widup, has also seen the impact they've had on music and wants to continue to grow the group to new heights.
I just really enjoy seeing the music scene benefited, see them helped, and see that some bands are hopefully doing a little better because we're doing our work.
Both Terry and Zach hope that the organization does continue to grow and help more artists, including those beyond the CU area. In Champaign, Luke Shakota, UI7 Newsbreak.
When we come back, learn about how a local artist's life is being celebrated in the Champaign-Urbana community.
Also, find out how several Fighting Illini sports teams performed over the weekend.
Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Fighting Illini basketball returned to the court this past week.
UI7's Hunter Warning takes a look at what the newly finished State Farm Center has to offer Illinois fans young and old.
The State Farm Center finally hosted its first Illinois basketball games this weekend, following a 3-year, $170 million renovation. The upgrades are meant to enhance the fan experience, starting with the world-famous Orange Crush.
Oh, it's been tremendous. Just seeing how Assembly Hall has transformed into the new State Farm Center has been a huge boost to advertising, to getting out the word for members of Crush. Definitely people are a lot more excited about coming to game days knowing that we have such an awesome environment to play in.
Improved accommodations include new areas for fans to gather before game time, brand new ribbon board and Jumbotron, and the Manny Jackson Hall of Fame. Here, Illini fans can see how Illinois basketball has evolved from the Flying Illini to the magical 2005 season.
The Hall of Fame also has this touchscreen wall, which allows fans to interact with teams, players, and classic moments in Illini history.
Estelle Forson, an employee at the State Farm Center, thinks these renovations will benefit all fans, young and old.
It attracts more fans and more students and more alumni to come visit and see how much the State Farm Center has changed and watch the games too.
One thing's for certain, the State Farm Center will serve as a place for Illini fans to root for their team for many years to come, much like many before them.
As I was born, my dad's an alum, my grandfather was an alum. I was singing the U of I Fight song at 3 years old, so this definitely means a lot to me.
In Champaign, I'm Hunter Warning, UI7 Newsbreak.
In other sports news, it was a busy weekend for the Fighting Illini. The women's volleyball team played 2 Big Ten conference games, but lost both in straight sets, 3-0. The football team was on the road this weekend as they took on the Wisconsin Badgers, falling by an enormous margin of 48-3. Also, both men and women's basketball took to the court this past week. The women's team split their opening games to start the season 1-1, losing by 2 to Marshall and beating Arkansas at Pine Bluff by 12. The men started out undefeated, besting Southeast Missouri, Northern Kentucky, and McKendree. Senior Malcolm Hill also won Big Ten Player of the Week as he put up a career performance, scoring 40 points against Northern Kentucky. Hill was the first Illini to score 40 and grab at least 10 rebounds since 1968.
Members of the CU art community are paying tribute to a fallen friend. Walker Post has more on a death that had a profound impact on those around him in this edition of CU Neighbor.
June 12th, 2016, the day that Champaign-Urbana resident Matthew Farrell was shot to death at the hands of his own father. The 29-year-old local was born and raised in Urbana. The Champaign-Urbana Design Organization, or CUDO, held their 7th annual Pro Show, a gallery showcasing local designers' work. This year's event was dedicated to Farrell, the former membership director of CUDO.
We wanted to do all we could to celebrate his life and the impact that he made as a designer here in the gallery.
Moore and Farrell worked together at CoLab, which is a design studio in downtown Urbana. Another member of the studio, Johan Rashau, remembers the day that Matthew Farrell Creative, his design company, got its start.
This is a picture of him that we keep in the CoLab here. It shows him in front of his desk on the day when he opened his business.
After hearing of his passing, CoLab members paid tribute to Farrell by painting a mural of him at the Sip Yard, an open beer garden that he loved to spend time at.
To always come out exactly here, he was standing here, sitting here, smoking. And so we came up with this graphic that was inspired by a lot of his images online. All the people came over, 100 people came, were sitting here every night of the week, watching this and just thinking of Matt.
Behind me is the mural design and memorial for Matt Farrell. There are dozens of messages from family and friends expressing their grief and sorrow at his passing. As much of the street art on these walls has been covered up over time, this mural stays intact to preserve his legacy. It's been over 5 months since Matt Farrell passed away, but his positive attitude, sense of humor, and love for his work remain staples of his reputation in the design community. In Champaign, this is Walker Post, UI7 Newsbreak.
Well, that's all the time that we have for this UI7 Newsbreak. For more of our stories, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.